Hey there, South Jersey. I'm meteorologist Joe Martucci. Just going to get everybody all in here. Sorry we're a little bit late for the 2 o'clock one. Was just trying to get a little bit more information in. I'm going to get us all set up here on my phone, and we're going to take your questions. We're going to talk about the storm. It has brought snow to parts of the area. It has brought sleet, and for some it's brought rain. And we are transitioning now into phase 2 of the storm, which means that snow and sleet go away, that rain fills into the places that had snow and sleet, it becomes heavy, and we have the winds already picking up. This is where you can find me. This is where we've been updating you throughout the day. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Joe Mart WX there for Facebook and Instagram. Twitter, AC Press Martucci. Website is pressofac.com/weather. So let's get started in just 1 second here for you. We're going to talk about what we're seeing now. We're going to talk about the hazards that we have in place, and then we will talk about what we will see across the area. So first, we have a winter weather advisory in effect for Atlantic, Cumberland, Ocean counties. This was extended from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. today because snow and sleet has been a little sticky here in the sense that it hasn't been going away just yet in some of the areas. So you're going to watch for slippery driving accumulations. I think by the PM commute, we are okay. Flood watch is in effect now through midnight tonight. We can see a greater than usual amount of ponded roadways, maybe even a couple of road closures just from the water from the rain. That doesn't include coastal flooding. We have river flooding to watch out for, too. I do believe we're going to be okay with the river flooding in our area, though. And then finally, which actually might be the most threatening thing to us, a wind advisory in effect through 1 a.m. tonight. We will show you how high gusts can go for your area, but down limbs, power lines are all in the realm of possibility. Here's our 2 o'clock radar. This is from Radar Scope, a great weather app if you're looking for a radar app. You do have to pay for it, though. But this is what we have. Anywhere where you're seeing the green, that is about where we're seeing rain. This is not an exact science here. This is a different feature on the radar scope here. So really what I'm going to tell you is if you're north of about, let's just say Manahawkin, you are snowing right now. If you are just west of Millville, Vineland, I think parts of Vineland and Millville, they are changing over to rain, but still we are hanging on to some snow and sleet there. Had reports over in Burlington County still of snow. This is mostly good here, but it's not 100%. But regardless, the situation is our corner of the state mostly wet. You go forward to any other corner of the state, it is snow, and all snow at that. Temperatures from the New Jersey Mesonet show anywhere where you're seeing these greens, that's where we are above freezing. Meanwhile, to the west, we have temperatures only in the low 30s. 32 in Upper Deerfield, and we have some snow over there. That's from Jamie B. on Facebook. We're going to go over to Jason W. here over in Vineland, near Deerfield, where there's also snow. But then you go to Cape May, over to DMV, all wet here. So across the area, we've seen a little bit different of precipitation types across the area. And I actually did make a mistake here. Jamie is near Sicklerville here, near Williamstown, not Upper Deerfield. Jason's still in Vineland, though. But you can see, really, pretty much once you get west of the Parkway, it is mostly, if not all, snow, especially once you get to western Cumberland and western Atlantic counties. I want to show you this map here. This is our mid-level temperatures, and this has been really important. This white line here, you're seeing the blues here. Those are temperatures at or below freezing, about 5,000 feet above our head. Below here, that's temperatures above freezing at that same level. This morning, this line was higher up, but it actually crashed back to the south as the precipitation became heavier. Something called dynamic cooling. If you have really heavy precipitation, if it's rain, it could flip to snow because it cools the column of air down. Let's go forward a couple of hours. Rain-snow line moves to the north. And yes, we are going to be flipping over to rain. And then we're dealing with the rain and the winds, and then, yes, around the coastal flooding as well. This is what we're expected to see here, courtesy of pivotalweather.com. 4 o'clock today, you can see pretty much all of our area does get out of the wintry weather. Maybe a little bit of sleet and snow still for portions of Ocean County, but that would be it for our region. Go to 8 o'clock. We are actually clearing out a little bit. Still going to be raining, and there will be pockets of heavy rain within that, but it's not going to be as steady and consistent. What happens as we go towards midnight here, you see this low pressure system just to the south of Cape May. it actually will move northward through the area, go to 4 a.m. This is where we're at, and actually dries us out. Not that we are going to see a humidity drop, but the rain will at least stop here across the area. Then we get some of this wraparound moisture. You can see some of it getting into western Cumberland County, Millville, Vineland as well, 4 a.m. We go to 6 a.m. Friday. We could very well be dry here. We have a whipping northwest wind that will come in instead. We're still dealing with wintry weather well to our north and west. Sussex County could pick up 6 inches of snow from this storm. Here's our low pressure system at 6 a.m. making its way off the Jersey Shore. So I did not change any of the contours here for what we could see before the rain. The only thing I did here was bump up to less than an inch here of snow and sleet. Yes, there are probably a little bit higher amounts in Gloucester and Camden County, but for our area here in southeast New Jersey, if you do see a little bit more than that, it's on your grassy and colder surfaces, not necessarily on your roads. This goes to about Upper Township and Galloway, Mays Landing. This is also taking into account what we saw earlier this morning. Most of Atlantic County is raining right now, and that holds true for Southern Ocean once you get to about Manahawk. And north of there is where you start to see those mixing issues. Cape County, you guys have been rain all day. You guys are like, what snow here? It's raining, and it's in the 40s, actually in the mid-40s at that. Let's take a look at our wind gusts and what we can expect here. You see a lot of bright yellows and reds here. Those are gusts in the 50s, and that is just before midnight tonight. I think this model's a little overdone. If you see Atlantic City, 56 miles an hour, maybe a little overdone, but plenty of 40s to go around. Parkway on East, you're seeing these reds. Those are gusts in the 30s. The point being, there will be some small tree limbs that can come down. In addition to that, lawn furniture are going to be blowing around, and we will also have the risk for power outages. Let's turn to the coastal flooding. What you're seeing here, anywhere that is yellow, that's minor flood stage, or red is moderate flood stage, purple is major flood stage. This is for the Great Egg Harbor, Bay at Ocean City. We have minor flood stage for early Friday morning. So move your cars tonight if you need to. That first block or two of Bayside roadways will see some water on them in spots. North Wildwood, Ocean City, Atlantic City, Ventnor. You go down to parts of getting over to LBI, right along the Route 72 bridge there. The acceptable spots. This is not a really significant flooding event, just making itself into minor flood stage. One more thing, too. We are sponsored by AC Electric, and they have a couple of notes for you here because, again, there is the risk for power outages. There are additional crews available for any power outages. Make sure to have a flashlight on each floor. Check for the batteries as well. Charge your cell phones now, especially if you're along the shore where there is that higher than usual risk for a power outage as we go into the evening. And you're going to want to update your emergency supplies. Let's look at what we have for tonight. Temperatures rise through the 40s here. Heavier rain, 7 o'clock. Then once we get later into the evening, it starts to taper off. Temperatures should be around 50 at the shore, so temperatures rise overnight. No threat for refreeze. We go to Friday here. Temperatures range from the mid-40s over in Hopewell. You guys over in western Cumberland, going over to Hamilton, 47, closer to 50 in the low 50s over at the shore. Notice those gusts, 35 miles an hour. Could be closer to 40 along the shore, probably more like 30 once you go further to the north and west. I'm going to take a couple of your questions. We'll have the 7-day forecast up for you now. Thank you, everybody, for joining in today. We appreciate you following us online, pressofac.com/weather. Been taking your photos. Yes, we've had some snow in parts of the area. We've had some sleet. Overall, forecast is going mainly on track for our area. For Cumberland, Atlantic, Cape May, and Ocean counties, mainly on track for us. So let's see what comments we do have here. Debbie says, hi, Joe. Disappointed we had no snow. Debbie, I'm not sure exactly where you are, but that map that I did have said snow/sleet in some of the areas. So you may saw some sleet. Maybe you're in that all-rain section. You can let me know exactly where you were. It says icing in Tom's River. Yes, that heavier rain cooled down into sleet, like I was talking about before, that dynamic cooling situation. So, yes, there is a little bit of sleet in northern Ocean County. Thank you, Angelo. Appreciate it. Robin says, I think it's icing in Barnegat. You probably are right, Robin. There probably is sleet in Barnegat. Once you get north of Manahawkin, that's where you start to see that rain turning over to sleet, even a little bit of snow once you get over towards the Pine Barrens in Ocean County. Rochelle asks, will it be raining all night with heavy winds and flooding? There will be heavy winds. there will be a round of coastal flooding. The rain, while heavy at times, will be scattered after about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight, and that will continue all the way into the morning on Friday. By 8 o'clock, we are done, and really, if you're in Cape May County, you could be done by about midnight. We're really just waiting for that back end of the storm to come through. If you have any other questions, you can let me know. You're very welcome, Robin and Lola as well. This is our 7-day forecast. You can ask me any more questions as we're going through the 7-day forecast for you. We are chilly, but we are bright for our weekend. And if you remember last weekend, it was also chilly. However, we had the winds on Saturday and Sunday. Not so much the case here, so we'll feel a little bit better out there. And good news for your travel week as we go into Thanksgiving. Really just isolated showers on Monday morning. That's it. Then the rest of the week, we are dry. It's looking dry all the way through Thanksgiving. But it does get cold, 42 on Tuesday and Wednesday. I think we warm up a little bit for Thanksgiving. Maybe, I'm not going to say it is, but it may be one of those years where Thanksgiving actually ends up colder than Christmas. Obviously, we don't know what Christmas is going to bring, but that is something interesting there. Let's go to the shore 7-day forecast. Again, we'll take any of your questions. We do have that overnight coastal flooding risk at the shore, minor flood stage, and then as we go into Saturday and Sunday, pair of 50s for you there. Not the worst November weekend to walk on the boardwalk, and then you can see here we get cold, low temperatures, still above freezing. Parts of the area, if you're along the shore, from about Brigantine on south, have not been below freezing yet this season. So technically, if you still have your garden out there, you can still keep growing. We'll see if we get below freezing in those southern shore towns as we go into the rest of November. It's possible, maybe on Tuesday, this will end up being a little lower, but generally in the low 30s for our Tuesday. Aaron says, roads a mess in Camden County. I saw a couple of pictures from out there. And yes, the roads, because of the snow and because of the rate it's been falling, it has been sticking on some of those roads over towards Philadelphia, where they have expected to see snow, and really has been accumulating rather quickly, at least for mid-November standards over there. All right, so we will wrap it up here. Appreciate everybody watching today. We will have more information on our website, and what I'll do is I'll show you where you can find me here. Facebook and Instagram at JoeMartWX, Twitter over at AC Press Martucci, or thepressafac.com/weather.